It was at 8:50 a.m. on the 7th of July 2005 that suicide bombers set off 3 simultaneous explosions on underground trains near Aldgate, Edgware Road and Russell Square. At Aldgate, the attack happened on a Circle Line train travelling between Liverpool Street and Aldgate, killing 7 people, injuring 171. Another explosion on a Circle Line train leaving Edgware Road killed 6 people and injured 163. Another bomb was detonated on a Piccadilly Line train travelling between King's Cross and Russell Square. 26 people were killed there, 340 were injured. Well, as the tube network was shut down in response to that, people turned to buses to continue their journeys that morning. But at 9:47 a.m, nearly an hour after that first explosion, another bomb went off on the top deck of a number 30 bus at Tavistock Square. That killed another 13 people and injured 110.
I can confirm that at 10:59 today, police were called to reports of a car explosion at the Women's Hospital at Liverpool City Centre. Police immediately attended, along with Merseyside Fire and Rescue Service and the North West Regional Ambulance Service. Unfortunately, I can confirm that 1 person has died and another has been taken to hospital, where he is being treated for his injuries, which thankfully are not life-threatening. So far, we understand that the car involved was a taxi, which pulled up at the hospital shortly before the explosion occurred. Work is still ongoing to establish what has happened, and could take some time before we're in a position to confirm anything. We are keeping an open mind as to what caused the explosion, but given how it has happened and out of caution, counter-terrorism police are leading the investigation, supported by Merseyside Police.
A British taxi driver is being hailed a hero after he locked a suspected terrorist in his cab before a bomb exploded in his vehicle outside a Liverpool hospital. The male suspect was the only person killed after his improvised explosive device detonated in the cab of David Perry outside the Liverpool Women's Hospital. Treating the blast as a terrorist attack, the police arrested 4 men in connection with it. Surveillance footage showed Perry's taxi pulling up outside the hospital's entrance after he picked up the suspect about 10 minutes away. The bomb exploded before the car had even come to a complete stop when Perry leapt into action. He locked the doors of the smoking taxi with the terrorist inside, preventing his escape. Liverpool Mayor Joanne Anderson said the taxi driver, in his heroic efforts, has managed to divert what could have been an absolutely awful disaster at the hospital. It is believed that the ISIS-inspired terrorist wished to cause mayhem at the service of remembrance at Liverpool's Anglican Cathedral and was prevented from reaching there due to roadblocks.
These dramatic new pictures show the London Bridge terrorists about to attack an innocent passerby. Footage too graphic to show. Moments later, police have sped to the scene and in a hail of bullets shot the 3 attackers dead. It was the end of 8 minutes of carnage. These were the lives lost in that time. 8 was also the grim death toll reached today, after police searching for a missing French national discovered a body in the Thames.
New images this evening from inside the terror attack in London. A clearer portrait of what happened there. People running for their lives, 3 attackers using that van to plow into pedestrians and then jumping out of the van armed with knives. And this new surveillance video tonight showing a restaurant manager holding the door there on the left as the attackers are pushing from the outside, armed with their knives, trying to get inside. ABC's chief foreign correspondent Terry Moran from London tonight.
Tonight, newly released security camera video reveals the traumatic moments of terror up close. Watch as this restaurant manager hustles people inside. He and patrons barricade the door, close the front windows. One woman peering out sees the attackers, turns and runs. The manager lets more people in and then watch. You can see the attackers approach, trying to enter. A terrifying tug-of-war begins as the manager guards the doorway and forces the door shut just as one of the machete-wielding attackers tries to get inside. A second angle shows the manager holding the door as the attacker pushes. Patrons eventually peeking outside to see if all is clear. And this.
Police are shooting. I'm trying to keep myself safe.
Photographer Gabriele Sciotto caught outside on the street as police open fire on the attackers. Other officers move in, people fleeing the scene. Those moments coming during the 18 minutes of terror that seemed an eternity. At 9:58 p.m., the attack begins. That white van runs off the road on London Bridge, starts ramming pedestrians. At the south end of the bridge, 3 men with long knives get out and start slashing and stabbing people. At 10:08, police are called to the scene, and by 10:16 p.m., all 3 attackers are dead outside the Wheatsheaf pub, their phony suicide vests failing to keep police at bay. 50 shots fired by 8 officers.
Just take your time and keep exiting the building.
Please get round. Please get round this way.
Oh my God.
Oh, there's kids, little girl.
It was just a really loud bang. We had no idea what it was.
She was just taken away with kids that were covered in blood.
I looked at my foot and saw that, yeah, my foot's got a gash in the foot.
I've had people who needed to find loved ones. I've dropped them off to the hospital.
This attack stands out for its appalling, sickening cowardice.
We have been treating this as a terrorist incident, and we believe at this stage the attack last night was conducted by one man.
When was the last time you spoke to your daughter?
8:30 last night.
Oh my God. What's going on? What's happening?
What eyewitnesses and video appear to show is that the police surrounded the suspected attacker outside of the synagogue, demanding he get on the ground and respond to their commands. He didn't respond to their commands. He was shot. The police are also saying that 3 people are critically ill in hospital. It's not clear the state of their injuries at the moment, but what witnesses have described is the attacker in a vehicle ramming into people on this, the holiest day in the Jewish calendar, as they went to the synagogue for prayers that were due to begin at 9 a.m., ramming into the people as they were outside of the synagogue heading there, and then jumping out the vehicle, running and stabbing other people as well. So the details still being investigated. It is still a closed police scene, but in this community I can tell you people are shocked.
The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has laid flowers at a church hall where the Conservative Member of Parliament David Amess was stabbed to death on Friday. Opposition leader Keir Starmer and the UK Home Secretary Priti Patel also paid tribute at the site in Leigh-on-Sea in Essex. Police say the killing was a terrorist incident with a potential Islamist motive. A 25-year-old suspect has been arrested.
Police have raided a West London takeaway in connection with the botched terrorist bombing that occurred during the Friday morning rush hour. Officers left the Aladdin fried chicken shop in Hounslow carrying what appeared to be confiscated items in plastic bags after 30 people were injured when a bucket bomb exploded on the tube train. CCTV footage showing a man carrying a shopping bag matching the kind containing the homemade device has been handed to police as they continue their hunt for suspects. The images were filmed around 90 minutes before the attack near a property currently being searched by a forensics team. The house in Sunbury-on-Thames to the south of London is thought to have been home to an 18-year-old who was arrested on Saturday morning at the port of Dover, Britain's gateway to continental Europe, fueling suspicions that the suspect was trying to leave the country. The 21-year-old has also been arrested on suspicion of a terror offence and remains in custody while police search his home in Stanwell near Heathrow Airport.
A man being held on suspicion of killing 3 people at a park in Reading last night has been identified as a 25-year-old originally from Libya. Khairi Saadallah had come to the attention of MI5 last year but was not considered to be an immediate risk. The fatal stabbing is being treated by police as a terror incident, and tonight one of the victims was named as a 36-year-old teacher, James Furlong. His family described him as a wonderful, beautiful and intelligent man. It was in Forbury Gardens in Reading town centre that the attack began around 7 o'clock last night. The suspect was arrested there shortly afterwards. Later, armed police carried out a raid at a block of flats in another part of the town. Our Home Affairs correspondent Daniel Sadford joins us now live from Reading. Daniel.
Yes, Michelle, it was a summer evening in this park right in the middle of Reading town centre when suddenly and savagely a knife man started attacking people sitting on the grass. And in the very first group he attacked, 3 good friends died, one of whom was a much-loved history teacher. The moment when specialist firearms officers raided a flat in Reading last night. Whoa! Just over a mile from where 3 people were stabbed to death in the worst police-designated terrorist attack in Britain for 3 years. It was the home of Khairi Saadallah, a Libyan asylum seeker with possible mental health problems, who briefly came to the attention of MI5 last year, but was not considered a genuine risk or immediate threat. He's suspected of attacking groups of complete strangers enjoying a summer evening in Forbury Gardens, right in the town centre, at around 7 o'clock yesterday evening. A group of men was targeted first.
Police in London said a suspect was shot dead after 3 people were stabbed in what they described as a terrorist-related incident. One of the victims is reported to have life-threatening injuries. It happened around 2 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Witnesses reported hearing 2 gunshots and social media showed multiple ambulances on the scene. The incident prompted British Prime Minister Boris Johnson to tweet his thanks to the emergency services and to say his thoughts were with the family of those injured and those affected. Police said the incident happened in the Streatham neighbourhood of South London. It's a residential district with no famous landmarks, unlike other areas of the UK capital targeted in previous terrorist attacks. A witness said he was crossing the road nearby when he saw a man with a machete and silver canisters on his chest being chased. He then said he heard a number of shots. Police said the incident had been contained, but warned people to stay away from the scene.
The attack started when a car was driven over Westminster Bridge, hitting and injuring a number of members of the public, also including 3 police officers on their way back from a commendation ceremony. The car then crashed near to Parliament, and at least one man, armed with the knife, continued the attack and tried to enter Parliament.
A British soldier was killed in what officials are calling a terrorist murder attack that took place in London on Wednesday. The 2 attackers targeted a soldier who was standing by the Royal Artillery Barracks in Woolwich, southeast London. The attackers sped down Artillery Place in a blue car, jumped the pavement, and pinned the soldier against a street sign. The attackers then began attacking the soldier with a meat cleaver and knives. Shortly after, they dragged the soldier's body into the middle of the street and would only allow women who were passing by to help him. In the 20 minutes it took police to arrive, the attackers paced up and down the street and spoke to witnesses who confronted them.
And in Surah At-Tawbah, through many ayat throughout the Quran, that we must fight them as they fight us. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. I apologise that women had to witness this today, but in our land, our women have to see the same. You people will never be safe. Remove your governments, they don't care about you.
When police finally arrived, the attackers rushed the officers, with one of them pulling out a gun. One police officer fired her weapon, and 6 shots were heard. The 2 attackers were gunned down, but neither were killed. They were sent to separate hospitals and are being supervised by armed guards. Officials say the men's British accents suggest that they are homegrown terrorists, but ask the public not to speculate.
There will continue to be a police presence in this area tonight and in surrounding areas, and this presence will continue as long as it is necessary.
Members of the community have been leaving flowers at the site of the attack, offering their condolences for the tragic passing of the young soldier.
Yes, ready. Go.
After a 5-month counter-terror investigation, police take down Walid Saadawi in a hotel car park in Bolton. He was there to collect 2 assault rifles, a handgun and 200 rounds of ammunition from a car driven by a man he thought was a fellow extremist. That man was an undercover operative. The guns had been deactivated. Saadawi convicted today for plotting what could have become Britain's worst ever mass shooting attack, targeting Greater Manchester's Jewish community. Convicted with him, his co-conspirator Ammar Hussein, who shared Saadawi's embrace of the ideology of the so-called Islamic State, and Saadawi's brother Bilal, found guilty of knowing about the plot and failing to inform police. Greater Manchester's Chief Constable calling them extraordinarily dangerous terrorists.
The scale of the offenders' hatred toward our Jewish community knew no bounds. They sought to bring slaughter to the innocent.
I'm arresting you on suspicion of being a terrorist.
This was the moment Bilal Saadawi was arrested shortly after his brother in May 2024.
Your right hand side, if you look.
Yeah.
That's the camera there.
Where is it?
Right in front of you, and that hat.
Oh yeah, okay.
What none of the men knew then was just how much of what they'd said and done in the preceding months had also been recorded. It began with a Facebook friend request in December 2023 from a man known to the court as Farouk to one of 10 accounts created by Walid Saadawi under false names. Saadawi had attracted attention by praising jihad and Islamic State, saying he wanted to break his thirst with Jewish and Christian blood. Farouk was the undercover operative, pretending to be based in Belgium. The fake profile he contacted bore the image of Abdelhamid Abaoud, the man who led the 2015 attacks in Paris that killed 130 people. Saadawi encouraged Farouk to carry out a similar attack on Jews and Crusaders in Belgium, asked him the price of an automatic weapon there, then suggested they take their conversation to the encrypted messaging app Telegram.
An undercover operative connected with him and built a relationship of trust with him, and it was through that that the plot was identified and stopped. So it was the bravery and skill of the undercover operative that ensured that lives were saved.
The prosecution said Sardawi's anti-Semitism intensified after the October the 7th attacks, where once he was posting about killing Jews, now he began to plan and prepare in earnest for an attack here on Greater Manchester's Jewish community.
So our message is clear: be resolute, remain proud.
A plan that crystallised after a march in Manchester in defence of Israel and against anti-Semitism in January 2024. He wanted to attend another such event and, with fellow attackers, open fire with hundreds of rounds of ammunition. He wanted Farouk to help smuggle in the guns and bullets, telling the undercover operative that he himself had gone undercover on Facebook. I am participating in Jewish pages as an imposter. I see their gatherings and their marches, he wrote. God willing, we will degrade and humiliate them in the worst way possible and hit them where it hurts. This trial began just days after the Heaton Park synagogue attack in Manchester in October. The Jewish organisation that provides security to such sites says this case will deepen community fears.
There is no doubt that these individuals were seeking the means to carry out a dreadful mass shooting of Jews in Manchester that in all likelihood would have been even worse than what we just saw happen on Bondi Beach in Sydney.
In March 2024, Sardawi and Farouk, blurred in these images, visited Dover, along with Sardawi's friend Ammar Hussein in the blue hat, who'd also committed to taking part in the attack. The purpose, as shown in phone footage Hussein neglected to delete, reconnaissance of the port through which Farouk was supposed to bring the first batch of guns and ammunition. Next day, back in Greater Manchester, Sardawi took Farouk on a tour of Jewish neighbourhoods that were to be the secondary target after the attack on the Jewish March. As they walked these streets, Sardawi went into more detail, gaming out how they might attack a supermarket that they came across, saying that any children killed here would go to heaven because they didn't yet count as infidels. Sardawi, once a hotel entertainer in his native Tunisia, had for several years owned an Italian restaurant in Great Yarmouth. He sold the business in 2023 and bought a house with the proceeds in Wigan. Late that year, he began drawing down the rest of his savings, stashing more than £70,000 in a secret safe in an outhouse to secure it for his family once he'd become, in his words, a martyr, even leaving a will at his brother Bilal's house. Bilal was shown in court working out in a video accompanied by a devotional song or nasheed associated with Islamic State. Another video at Bilal's home shows an individual doing target practice, using a shoebox and an upturned saucepan, another nasheed playing on a phone beside him. The second would-be attacker, Ammar Hussein, was, according to Sardawi, a veteran of Saddam's army in Iraq. When arrested, Hussein said he was proud to be a terrorist, that it meant protecting Islam. At their first meeting in person, Walid Sardawi told Farouk he was scared of incarceration. He would rather be killed than go to their prisons. Now he, Ammar Hussein and Bilal Sardawi all await sentence. Their fate sealed by a man who was never, as they thought, one of them.
Breaking tonight, a brutal truth the government won't say out loud, but I will tonight on this show and on this channel. Britain is facing a migrant crime epidemic. I've been watching my country from afar in recent months since I arrived in America, and to say I've been shocked at what's been going on back home is an understatement. So tonight I've decided to reel off as many examples of migrant crime as I can in just a few minutes, that's the most amount of time we've got to be frank, to highlight the sheer volume of the issue. And there are plenty more beyond these examples. And a warning, some of the details in this report may be distressing and viewer discretion is advised, but it is the cold, hard truth we need to face. Let's start with Afghan asylum seeker Shafullah Rasuli. Here he is, found guilty of sexually assaulting 2 women while working illegally as a food delivery driver in Maidstone. Kuwaiti national Mobarek Al-Maturi, found guilty of sexually assaulting a young girl in a shop and hoarding nearly 4,000 indecent images of children, some as young as 8 years old. Ethiopian national Hadush Kibatu, we all know him by now, found guilty of sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl and a woman while staying at the Asylum Hotel in Epping. He was mistakenly released from prison, of course, before finally being deported, not before being paid £500 of your money, by the way, to go home. Elsewhere, Somali national Habi Kambadextra found guilty of stabbing a man to death inside a high street bank after calling a migrant charity and saying he planned to kill 500 people. Let's go on, shall we? A Romanian national Ian Pintaru, who pled guilty to wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm after stabbing an 11-year-old girl in Leicester Square. 4 Kurdish migrants, Hannah Hassan, Osama Kadir, Dawa Mantik and Yosef Shaban from Iran and Iraq, there they are on your screens, found guilty of roaming streets armed with machetes and knives. Tunisian migrant Hussein Noura and Sudanese migrant Ibrahim Zori found guilty after chasing migrant hotel staff with knives because they didn't like the breakfast being served. Shall we go on? A Turkish national known only as KD found guilty of stabbing his wife, who then won the right to stay in Britain after arguing he might face anger from his in-laws back home. Sudanese migrant Deng Chol Majek found guilty of murdering hotel worker Rhiannon Sky White, stabbing her more than 20 times with a screwdriver. Romanian nationals Misia Marian Cumpelesu, Remu Stan, Catalin Dobre, Christian Urilantu and Alexandra Begona found guilty of running a grooming gang that raped and exploited 10 women in Dundee. Iranian migrant Amir Abedi Mofrad found guilty of raping a 15-year-old girl. By the way, he already had 11 assault convictions in Germany. Algerian national Sid Ali Jelid found guilty of raping 5 men and women in Manchester. Are you bored yet? I'm going to carry on. Congolese national Ancient Malaya found guilty of raping a 15-year-old girl and leaving her pregnant after multiple failed deportation attempts. Iranian migrant Abdullah Ahmadi and Egyptian nationals Karin al-Dassarat and Ibrahim al-Sheikh found guilty of raping a woman on Brighton Beach. Syrian brothers Omar and Mohammed Badarin found guilty of leading a grooming gang that raped a 13-year-old girl after threatening to kidnap her. Afghan asylum seekers Sadiq Nizrak found guilty of raping a 15-year-old girl after following her down a street. Afghan migrant Rapullah Daisy found guilty of raping a teenager after telling her he'd be her boyfriend. Syrian national Hadi al-Kumi found guilty of sexually assaulting 4 women in just 3 days. Egyptian small boat migrant Mustafa El-Bohi remanded in custody, accused of raping a woman twice after using Google Translate to tell her, "I want to F you." Romanian national Eugen Similak found guilty of raping a woman walking home alone in Cornwall. That's just a fraction of the examples we found today. It's a 2-hour show, so I haven't got the time to reel them off over the course of 2 hours, even though I could physically sit here now for 2 hours and fill the 2-hour show with example after example. These are the only ones that GB News has been able to compile before we came on air. There is no log of all the crimes committed by migrants, mainly because we probably don't even know who's in Britain to begin with. And just to put this in perspective, in Bournemouth alone, police have brought 116 charges against migrants staying at just 3 hotels. 116 charges against 116 migrants at 3 hotels. That's one small corner of Britain. Now, multiply that across every city, across every town, and across every street in the country. We're told most migrants are decent people, and of course, many are. But when the border is broken, predators walk right through. Britain isn't heartless, but it's becoming lawless. America, where I am today, defends its borders. Britain defends its excuses. And if the system can't tell the difference between a refugee and a rapist, then the system has no right to call itself fair or safe, because right now, the only thing being deported is trust. GB News has this evening contacted the Home Office for comment, and this is what they told us. When foreign nationals commit serious crimes in our country, we will always do everything in our power to deport them. Under this government, returns of people with no right to remain in the UK have surged with 35,000 people, a 13% rise compared to the previous year. Of the total returns since the election, nearly 5,200 were of foreign national offenders, an increase of 14%. We are now reviewing the domestic application of the the European Convention of Human Rights to change the way in which it is applied in immigration cases. I'm sorry to start the show on such a sombre note this morning at midnight, but as I said to Patrick in the last hour or so, when you watch your home country from afar, as I have across the Atlantic over this past couple of months, you can see from a bird's eye perspective the chaos that is being unleashed on the nation I love.
Asylum seeker accused of murdering a migrant hotel worker was captured on CCTV staring at the mum hours before a vicious attack. The prosecution says Deng Chol Majek left Rhiannon Sky White bleeding to death on a deserted train platform after stabbing her to death with a screwdriver. He is said to have thrust the screwdriver 23 times at Bescot Stadium train station as she made her way home after a late shift at the nearby Park Inn Hotel. Majek of Bescot Crescent, Walsall, denies murdering Ms. White on October 23, 2024, and having an offensive weapon, a screwdriver, in a public place on October 20, 2024. Jurors were shown CCTV clips which captured Miss White as she left the hotel following her shift, with Majek closely behind on October 20th. Miss White could be seen on CCTV walking toward Bescot Stadium train station and arriving at the platform. The prosecution says no one else was on the platform when Miss White was attacked. A hooded man captured on CCTV lurking behind Miss White before the fatal attack and then leaving the station after the assault is alleged to be Majek. Miss White died 3 days after she was attacked. The trial continues.
What is that? Guy's just got out of his car and just threw all the rubbish inside the river. That's not good.
Babe, there's police everywhere. It's really bad, babe. Oh my god, the guy got stabbed 15 times, babe. It's a madness. Someone's been stabbed over here, someone's been stabbed here, babe. I can't take it.
Oh crap. Oh shit. Huh. Shit, huh. In the masjid. Ya Allah. He has a shank.
Kick him.
Bro, you're not in, you won't know who you're hitting, man. It's hard.
Get in the car! Get in the car! Wait, that was not the
Go inside with Sophia. Take Sophia inside. Take Sophia inside. Take Sophia inside. Get away from me, mate. Get away.
What are you doing?
Fucking get him. Fucking get him! What are you doing?
Fucking beat you up! Fucking leave it, bro. You man, leave it.
Get the fuck away now!
Let's go, coach! Let's go, coach! Let's go, present! Why are you making your coach? Coach, why you make? Take me here! Car is going, let's go! Let's go, please go! Let's go, please go in! Why? Please don't make your coach, please. Yes, let's go! Let's go! Yes, everything is fine, let's go! Just let's go! Yeah, I want to live in position on after, yes, yalla, yalla, go. Yes, let's go in. I don't need to these people make. Let's go.
Bye-bye. Oops, sorry. Let's go to the further page, yeah?
Say Cheese Media.
Oh, yeah.
YouTube.
Good luck to you, sir.
Excuse
Party.
And you go to a local school?
Yeah.
Have you lived in this area all your life?
Yeah.
You're having problems at school. Can you just elaborate on the kind of problems that you're having?
Asian boys coming up to me and saying, I'm going to rape you, and if you don't go with me, I'm going to punch you in the face with a knuckle duster, and if you don't, give me a blowjob.
And this is happening at the school to several girls, is it? It's not an individual case?
No, it's happening to lots of girls.
Do you think the teachers and the authorities are aware of this?
Yeah.
I mean, you're probably aware that the Edge of the City programme focused on young girls like yourself who are being targeted by Asians to be groomed in this particular area. Do you think that was an accurate description of what is happening?
Yes.
Have you contacted the police regarding them threatening to rape you?
Yeah.
And what's the police response has been?
They said that they're going to look into it.
And that is it?
Yeah.
What's your teacher's response been?
They're gonna pupils are going to get excluded for 15 school days.
Right, and that is it.
Yeah.
There's also the accusation that young Asian males are hanging outside schools in flash cars, basically intimidating young girls like yourself with threats. Is that the case?
Yeah.
And this is happening, what, once a week, twice a week?
Every day.
Every day?
Yeah.
And the authorities know it's happening, but they're not doing anything about it? And how do you feel when you're targeted by these people?
I feel intimidated by them.
Why should English people pay for you to have a house?
Maybe they give me house, they give me anything I can need, they give me.
Just give it.
This haircut hero dashed out mid-trim to help the police. Kyle Whitting was enjoying a haircut when he saw a man clobbering a police officer to the floor. Without hesitation, he leapt from the barber's chair and ran to save the officer with the barber's cape still round his neck. Kyle, 32, pulled the man off the officer before backup arrived and detained the man in Warrington. The man was arrested and has since been placed in the care of health professionals.
This is the chilling footage of two men having a machete fight in the middle of a busy UK high street. Both clad in all black, the pair jostled in the road which forced traffic to stop. Shocked onlookers, including children, stopped and some filmed the medieval-style battle. Occurring on High Street North in East London, the pair swung large blades at each other. Luckily, neither landed a blow before the video ended.
Stand down in the door.
Look at the Mercedes. Look at this.
Totally.
Yavaş yavaş. Amaza yavaş, amaza yavaş. Amaza yavaş, amaza yavaş. Amaza deken. Amaza deken. Amaza deken. Amaza, 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 amaza. Kendine al.
Hardline Muslims trying to enforce Sharia law in London. From abstention to amputation, it's been hearing how they want to instill their tough code on the capital.
So we are here to tell you that Islam and the Sharia is unstoppable in Europe.
Stoning for adultery, cutting off hands for stealing, death for renouncing Islam. This group of men is trying to enforce Sharia law in the UK. They've started a campaign to make certain areas of London and other cities Islamic law-controlled zones, starting with Walthamstow, East London. They want to ban drinking, gambling and playing music. And they say they've got bands of young men ready to patrol and enforce Sharia law.
You have not got a right to use violence. You've got a right to protest, you haven't got a right to use violence. It's against police officers. So we record everything, we have a crime team, later on you might get a knock on your door next week, getting arrested.
That's alright, mate.
Okay.
Take care.
No, 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 stop,
Oh my God!
Migrants deported from the UK, including foreign criminals, are being offered taxpayer-funded support once they return home. GB News has learned the Home Office is paying £1.8 million for a scheme covering Algeria and Sri Lanka, and even help find people work or start businesses. The contract explicitly includes people convicted in the UK criminal justice system. Critics say, though, it clashes with the Home Secretary's tough public stance on illegal migration and raises fresh questions about where enforcement ends and support begins.
I had my phone in my hand, actually. I cracked my screen guard by squeezing my phone so tight. Oh, wow. And I had my handbag. Normally it's over my shoulder, but I just had it like between my head, like clutched it like this. And yeah, he just kind of tried to push me toward the car. So he actually didn't even try to take my phone. And the next thing, the door flung open and there was a man inside that tried to pull me in. And he just said, "You're coming with us tonight, lady." And I luckily I'm strong, so I just elbowed him and wriggled around toward the back of the car, but screaming. And what came over me was this lion's roar. I didn't scream from my throat, I screamed from my belly. And I didn't just scream once, I perpetually screamed.
Good evening. Today, it's been claimed that the British state has been secretly sneaking ISIS brides back into Britain for years. 6 women linked to Islamic State, held alongside Shamima Begum, have been quietly brought back to the UK. That is according to the director of a camp that holds these jihadi brides. Now, before any bleeding heart liberals pipe up and say, oh, these poor women are victims, can I just remind you of the fact that Shamima Begum knew exactly what ISIS were doing when she travelled over there to join a genocidal Islamic death cult. Here she is, speaking to the media back in 2019.
Did you know what Islamic State were doing when you left for Syria? Because they had beheaded people, there were executions.
Yeah, I knew about those things and I was okay with it.
Bingo. There you go. Women can be just as radical or even more radical than men. A report by the Henry Jackson Society in 2019 found Muslim girls were more active when it came to seeking out extremist material online. And let me introduce this monster. This is Sally Ann Jones, OK, known as the White Widow. She was born in Greenwich, married a jihadi, wanted to recruit an army of Islamist women. She was behind a plot to assassinate the late Queen and Prince Philip. She used social media to tell people how to make homemade bombs. In 2016, she issued specific calls for Muslim women to launch terrorist attacks in London, Glasgow and Cardiff during the month of Ramadan. It is dangerously naive to say that women cannot be as bad as the men when it comes to jihad. And we've reportedly let some of these ISIS brides back into Britain. Shocking. We've apparently allowed hundreds of actual ISIS fighters to come back to Britain as well. In fact, more than 400 of them. Here's Sadiq Khan being grilled about it shortly after the London Bridge terror attack.
How many of those 400 have come back to London?
The estimate is just over half. It's one of the reasons why it doesn't make sense for the government to be cutting resources from those...
Where are they? You're the mayor of this capital city. Where are they?
I can't follow 400 people. What I can do is make sure with the policies, because what we can do though is make sure we've got the resources for the police and the experts to follow.
Or you just couldn't let the jihadis in. You know, that is an option, isn't it? I mean, the fact that previous governments appear to have been sneaking ISIS brides back into Britain could be used by Shamima Begum's lawyers. Begum is taking her case to the ECHR. They're going to take one look at this and, mark my words, she'll be back in Britain before you can say Allahu Akbar. This is just like the Afghan resettlement scheme all over again. Around 40,000 Afghans were secretly brought to Britain at a cost of billions of pounds after successive governments tried to cover up the fact that there'd been a data breach that supposedly left them at the mercy of the Taliban. But they bungled it. They imported criminals and people who've been referred to the terrorism watch list. The Telegraph reported that, shock horror, some of these blokes might actually be linked to the Taliban. Who could have seen that coming? What are our leaders doing to us? And I need to remind you that you weren't allowed to know about the ISIS brides or the Afghans. I think they never wanted you to find out the truth. I think they are willing to put you and your family at risk to hide it from you. You have every right to be very angry about that.
Well, the Chief Constable expected out onto the steps to give that news conference very shortly. But just ahead of that, GB News can confirm from reliable sources that the prime suspect in the fatal stabbing of 3 people and the injury of 3 others in the early hours of this morning is a West African migrant with a history of violence, we're told. As I say, this coming from a very reliable source. We can't go any further at this stage. I think it's unlikely that the Chief Constable will probably be drawn on that aspect. As I say, she's expected out any second now to start speaking. But we are also, in the coming minutes, expecting to hear from the Home Secretary, Suella Braverman. But if that is confirmed in the fullness of time that this prime suspect is indeed a migrant, there will be other questions about whether that person is lawfully here, whether that person is an asylum seeker. You'll remember, of course, just back days ago, really, to Annecy in the French Alps. There, of course, it was a case of a Syrian asylum seeker who attacked a group of very small children and 2 adults in a play park in that beautiful resort in the French Alps, and a lot of concern about that particular incident that's still the subject of a detailed investigation. But this particular inquiry, Patrick, we're still in the very early stages, but already some worrying reports coming out that the prime suspect, now in police custody, being investigated for the fatal stabbing of 3 people and the injury, the critical injury of 1 person, less serious injury of 2 others, is a West African migrant who, we're told, has a history of violence.
Here on Saturday afternoon around 3:20, it's the Westgate area of Bradford, very close to the city centre. It's an area lined with shops, and it's also a residential area as well. There's a number of flats around here. In terms of what happened, a 27-year-old woman was pushing a pram with her baby in the pram, and as that was happening, she was approached and stabbed fatally in the neck. We've heard that there's a nationwide manhunt that is continuing, as you've mentioned, that search for Habib Mashour, a 25-year-old man, as we've heard, who came over to the UK on a student visa.
Welcome along. Is the Channel migrant crisis importing violent thugs into Britain? Today was a record-breaking day, 450 arrivals. One of those arrivals was stabbed whilst on a boat crossing the Channel. GB News filmed the scene as an ambulance arrived at the harbour to meet the lifeboats. So, it looks like at least one of the people we've imported into Britain today is probably prepared to kill somebody. Brilliant. Fortunately, these stab victims' injuries are not believed to be life-threatening, but we are clearly now importing Channel migrants who have armed themselves. As we know, we probably won't be able to deport that person, even if we find out who it is. And today, just hours ago, the members of the House of Lords voted against the Rwanda plan. Again, they want to tighten safeguards for Channel migrants. What about the safeguards for us? We know violent thugs have come across the Channel. Two Channel migrants who attacked police on a French beach were jailed. The pair were part of a violent mob who confronted police, threw missiles at them, tried to beat them up. Salih Taib Abdullah and Ahmed Omar Salih Keita were sentenced at Canterbury Crown Court to a total of 2 years and 2 months imprisonment for attempting to arrive in the UK illegally. Again, they probably won't be deported. We know we're importing hardened criminals trained in violence by trafficking gangs, and that is before I mention the sexual violence that several Channel migrants have been accused of. Today as well, GB News revealed that the cost to the British taxpayer for large-scale asylum housing will be £1.2 billion.
Put your hands at your pockets. I'm arresting you. For sexual assault, okay? Sexual assault? Sexual assault. You don't have to say anything, but I am offensive. You don't mention it. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. You understand? What? You don't feel like you did something. Well, you get back. Okay, mate. No worries. Get up. I would have yeah.
Shithouse! The flanking was
Alright, get off of him! Alright, get off! Get off of him! Alright, get the kids away! Get the kid away! Get the kid away! Come, get the kid away! Come over here! Come over here! Get the... George! George!
Are you okay, babe? Police, Sharon! Police! Are you okay? What the fuck around here? Get back! Fuck you! You're gonna get your car, I promise you! You fucking bitch! Your own children are gonna stand!
Varför sa jag till tid? Are you okay?
Allahu Akbar.
A sermon at the Redbridge Islamic Centre in Ilford. The speaker prays with his congregation in Arabic to curse the Jews and the children of Israel. Talk TV had the recording translated twice independently. It's voiced by an actor.
O Allah, curse the Jews and the children of Israel. O Allah, curse the infidels and the polytheists. O Allah, break their words, shake their feet, disperse and tear apart their unity, and ruin their houses and destroy their homes.
And from London to Liverpool.
If the 2 billion just marched on Israel, it's all over. These spat in the direction of Israel, 2 billion, it's all over.
To Birmingham.
The stones will speak and say, "O Muslim, behind me there is a Yahudi, come and kill him."
Preachers at mosques across Britain have been filmed calling for victory for Hamas.
O God, heal our hearts regarding the usurping Jews and in every enemy of you and the Muslims. O God, limit their number, kill them indiscriminately, and do not leave any of them alive. O God, our Lord, disperse them, weaken their strength, shake the ground beneath their feet, and freeze the blood in their veins. Make them captive to the Muslims.
And stoking hatred against Jews and Israel with alarming anti-Semitic rhetoric.
O Revenger, revenge from the oppressive aggressor occupying Zionists. O Allah, shake the earth beneath them. O Allah, limit their number, kill them indiscriminately, and do not leave any of them alive.
Rhetoric that in some cases is as violent as that of Abu Hamza, the known hate preacher who delivered sermons at Finsbury Park Mosque before it was shut down and who was deported from the UK. In Greenwich, this speaker ended his prayers with calls for Allah to grant victory over the enemy. The Met said while it understands the footage raised concern in Greenwich, no offences had been committed there. Jewish groups, though, say that police aren't doing enough and are calling for prosecutions in some cases, warning that some of these sermons could lead not only to hate crime, but extremism and even terror.
There is no difference between the rhetoric in the Hamas Charter and the rhetoric that is on display in these videos. They are utterly hateful, they are violent, and they are a threat to both Jews and non-Jews in this country. There is a real risk of more than just one person being encouraged by this rhetoric to go out and take action on the streets. And we've seen how bad that can be in the past.
Talk TV has confirmed that police are assessing video evidence from 4 of the 7 mosques we've highlighted. The Charities Commission is also examining some of the footage, as the majority are also linked to registered charities, meaning they receive taxpayers' money. In a statement, they said, "We are aware of a significant number of serious concerns, which largely concern allegations of anti-Semitic or hate speech. We're assessing them, and if there has been any wrongdoing, we'll take action." Talk TV reached out to all of the mosques and figures featured in this report. Redbridge Islamic Centre declined to comment directly to us, but previously said it launched an immediate investigation and decided that the imam will not be allowed to address worshippers again until it's concluded. No other mosques responded.
In one part of town, Ramesa and his associates have set up so-called Sharia patrols to go out and discourage behavior that they deem un-Islamic. On this night, they stopped to talk to a couple of non-Muslim men who were in a park drinking beer, which is forbidden under Islam.
So we're just reminding the community about staying safe. And in this area, there's a lot of gambling that goes on, a lot of alcohol drinking, and it leads to a lot of problems. So we advise you, and we advise anyone we see, to stay away from these things.
Get the prostitutes off our street!
But the patrols are not always so friendly. Online clips give a very different picture. A woman in a short skirt is abused.
Vigilante to not dress like that in Muslim area.
I'm so appalled.
We don't care if you're appalled at all. Muslim patrols,
Muslim area. It's Great Britain.
This we don't care. It's not so Great Britain. You need to get out of it.
A man the patrol thinks is gay is insulted.
Get out of here quicker then.
You're dirty, mate. You're gay, mate. Get out of here, mate.
The night time it turns into a very ugly place like many of the...
Walking through London with Rumeysa, you experience an alternate reality where there is no compromise and all conversations are one-sided.
Ultimately, I want to see every single woman in this country covered from head to toe. I want to see the hand of the thief cut. I want to see adulterers stoned to death. I want to see Sharia law in Europe, and I want to see it in America as well. I believe our patrols are a means to an end.
The only thing I would say is that in America and in the United Kingdom, democracy,
a backwards one,
but it's a system that allows the people to choose what they want and allows people freedom.
So why can't I choose Sharia? When in Rome, overthrow Caesar, implement the Sharia.
In your home, you can do whatever you want.
But what about in the public? Why can't I tell you to cover up? Am I free to say that?
Because it would be outrageous.
So where's my freedom? Where's my freedom?
You can say it to me, but
okay, so cover up. Wear the hijab.
Fuck them infants, fuck all of us, fuck the mothers, fuck the daughters, and show them the proof of Palestine. Shut them out, rape the children. If you have to send a message like
bogus healthcare worker used fake ID to scam the NHS. Oluwabunmi Adeliyi, a 30-year-old Nigerian national living in Canton, Cardiff, worked as a healthcare support worker at Neath Port Talbot Hospital and the Caswell Clinic in Bridgend. Cardiff Crown Court heard she had no formal medical qualifications and admitted to 4 counts of fraud by false representation. She used the identity of a registered healthcare worker who had fled the UK with a false passport. The scam came to light when she was leaving a night shift at Caswell Clinic and a receptionist noticed a passport photo placed on her ID. When challenged, Adeliyi refused to hand over documentation. Swansea Bay University Health Board declared a critical incident. The court heard that staff had observed strange behaviour, such as her locking herself in rooms and securing corridor doors that needed to remain open. She also accessed patient notes and made entries despite having no training. The judge, Recorder Mark Powell KC, said she put patients and staff at risk. Adeliyi was sentenced to 10 months imprisonment per offence, suspended for 2 years, and ordered to complete 100 hours of community service.
Some scandals are so massive that they're simply hard to believe. But this one is true. As many as 1 million white English children may have been the victims of Muslim rape gangs. better known as grooming gangs, in towns up and down Great Britain. Policy analyst George Igler.
I mean, when you counter an issue that is just so unbelievable, just so outside your frame of reference and understanding, the immediate human reaction is just not want to believe it at all.
Perhaps even harder to believe is that while there have been prosecutions, British authorities have still not stopped this criminal activity. There's a particular problem involving Pakistani heritage men who target young, vulnerable white English girls. Not my words, but a member of Parliament, Jack Straw, who also said these Pakistani heritage men view white English girls as, quote, easy meat. This is when some shout racism, but here are the facts. Calculations based on convictions show that a British Muslim male is 170 times more likely to be part of a sex grooming gang than a non-Muslim. And there are no recorded instances of non-Muslims doing this to Muslim girls as part of a criminal enterprise. In one local jurisdiction, it was estimated that 6 out of 7 Muslim males either knew about or were part of a grooming gang.
What you do not have is any example of non-Muslim men targeting Muslim girls for this organized form of abuse. So the argument that this crime exists everywhere is not only false, but is being deliberately cultivated by the media and by the government inquiry that is kicking the can down the road.
The grooming gangs have been traced back as far as the late 1980s. At-risk white English girls, often from broken homes and some as young as 9 years old, were wooed or groomed by teenage Muslim boys called Romeos, and even by groups of Muslim men who hung around school gates. The plan was to make the girl feel important. She was given gifts and drugs, but she was being groomed to be a drug-addicted prostitute. Then came the gang rapes. The girls were threatened with death if they tried to flee. The definitive book on this scandal is Easy Meat by Peter McLaughlin, who declined an on-camera interview for safety reasons. He told us journalists would not speak about it because the perpetrators were mostly dark-skinned and Muslim. Childcare professionals used political correctness as an omerta, a code of silence concerning what the public was allowed to know.
These girls are the victims of a multicultural revolution, and it's certainly an indication of the fact that this accusation of racism is potentially the most powerful political weapon known to man.
The cover-up was eventually exposed, yet the grooming gangs continue to operate. One victim told a British newspaper, "Nothing has changed, not in the slightest. It's still the same scale as before." Prime Minister Starmer claims that when he led the Crown Prosecution Service, it had the highest number of child sex abuse prosecutions on record. However, the grooming gangs were never effectively stopped, and the abuse continues to this day. Dale Hurd, CBN News.
A grooming gang has been jailed for a total of 174 years for targeting 2 vulnerable teenagers in Rochdale over 5 years. The men lured the girls with gifts and alcohol before exploiting them in flats, cars, and abandoned buildings. Ringleader Mohammed Zahid, 64, was sentenced to 35 years. Market traders Kaisa Bashir, 50, and Mushtaq Ahmed, 66, received 29 and 27 years. Taxi drivers Mohammed Shahzad, Nisar Hussain, and Nahim Akram were jailed for between 19 and 26 years, while Rohiz Khan, 39, was given 12 years. The victims were just 13 when their ordeal began. One said she was targeted by so many men it was hard to keep count. Despite repeated warnings, authorities failed to protect them, and it took until 2010 for Greater Manchester Police to launch a full investigation. In total, 32 offenders have now been locked up for more than 300 years across 2 major probes into the Rochdale scandal.
Good evening. A convicted terrorist is standing for election in Birmingham. Shahid Butt was convicted in Yemen in 1999 for conspiring to bomb the British consulate in Yemen, an Anglican church and a hotel. Now, he claims to have been wrongly convicted, saying that the charges were not terrorism-related and he was forced into signing a confession. He was reportedly linked to an armed Islamist jihadi group of radicals who kidnapped 16 Westerners in 1998. In the early 1990s, Shahid, who is standing for election in Birmingham's Sparkhill ward, apparently travelled to Bosnia as an aid worker and then just stayed and joined the Foreign Fighters Brigade of the Bosnian Army. Before that, he had been jailed in Birmingham for violence and was in trouble regularly through the 1980s, linked to his role in the notorious Lynx gang. According to reports in the Birmingham Mail, he has openly encouraged the city's Muslim youth to, quote, work out at the gym and learn to fight in readiness for potential attacks, and urged Muslims to stand together and hold their ground against people of other faiths, who he describes as disbelievers.
We're going to go straight to that breaking news that we touched on a moment ago. A 22-year-old man charged over the multiple stabbings in Uxbridge. Let's go to Sam Harrison, our correspondent. Sam, tell us more.
Well, the police presence here on Midhurst Gardens in Uxbridge has steadily increased through the course of the day, all culminating with this charge. 22-year-old Safi Dawood has been charged with attempted murder, 2 accounts of attempted murder and 1 count of murder. And over the course of today, we have been able to piece together a bit more about what happened in connection to this case. It's believed that Safi Dawood is an Afghani national, that he came to the UK in the back of a lorry in 2020, that he claimed asylum in 2022 and had a right to remain here because of that. Now, on Monday evening at around 5 o'clock, it's believed that he viciously attacked 3 people on this street in Uxbridge. One of them was a 49-year-old man who sadly lost his life in connection to this. He's been named locally as Wayne Broadhurst. And he also attacked a second man, a 45-year-old man, and a 14-year-old boy. The 45-year-old man remains in hospital with what we're told are life-changing injuries. So this 22-year-old has been charged with those counts, 1 of murder, 2 of attempted murder, and there'll now be a lot of questioning and examination about his presence here. Just from speaking to people on the street today, there's a real sense of anxiety, a sense of fear here. Lots of people will want to know why he was in the country, why he was able to claim asylum, and also whether or not he had anything to do with his character that could suggest that he could do this. So lots of questions still to ask. Residents will wait for answers.
Sam Harrison with the latest on that breaking development. Thanks very much.
Police officer in taser! Stay still! Stay still! Police officer in taser! Do not move! Cuffs, please.
That was the moment a small boat migrant was arrested for the murder of father of 3, Govinda Johal. After pleading guilty, he was jailed for life. Habi Nur, who was paid £300 to arrive in the UK last year, stabbed Mr Johal at random shortly after complaining about his refused asylum application. The Somali national could be seen on multiple CCTV cameras attacking Mr Johal with a black-handled kitchen knife at a Lloyds bank in May. The 47-year-old called the charity Migrant Help less than 2 hours before the stabbing, saying he was going to kill 500 people following the denied asylum claim. The court was told that Nur was known to police in Italy, Germany, the Netherlands and Luxembourg when he arrived in the UK for offences including assault and robbery.
I'll arrest you on for failing to appear at court. Okay, you don't have to say anything about who I'm to register or make some question. Something you later remember at court. Anything you do say may be evidence.
I stab you straight in your chest, in your neck. I'm only going one stop anyway. Come. Take my meat cleaver, jab him with my meat cleaver, take his neck from my meat cleaver.
You told this child today that biologically her bodies become capable of sex at 10 to 11 years old.
That is what I understood.
Do you know the age of sexual consent in the UK?
Not exactly, no.
You asked her, have you ever had any sexual experience with anybody? You told her again in detail how you'll fondle her, make her lie on the bed. You asked her if her hymen was intact or broken. You've been here a year, have you?
A little bit more.
Yeah. Have you ever sent any explicit images of yourself to a child?
Yes, too.
Police arrest man for his illegal online activity. Abhishek Pradhan had been online messaging who he believed to be a 14-year-old girl. However, in reality, he was actually communicating with a decoy profile ran by an online team. In his messages to the decoy, he sent links to explicit videos along with graphic pictures of himself. He was later confronted by the team when he traveled to meet the decoy and admitted to them he was responsible for sending the messages. He was then arrested.
Couldn't control myself.
You couldn't control yourself? Right, okay. What was it that you couldn't control?
Myself.
Yeah, but what about yourself?
Overwhelmed.
Yeah, but what was overwhelming? What about this child was overwhelming? What about this child was so strong that you couldn't control it?
Because too attractive.
She was too attractive. Okay, okay. So how many children are you talking to? One was 14. One was 13. Okay.
Go away, man. Go away, man.
He did warn you, mate. He did warn you. Good one, Fred. He deserved that.
Oi! Oi! Go away! Ah! Go away! I've got you on camera! I've got you on camera! Go away! Got you on camera! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Go into the house. Get his registration.
Yeah, kurwa, your mum, you son of a bitch. Yeah.
You're not allowed.
Yeah?
You're not
I'll
allowed.
fucking move your fucking phone out my face before I smack it one. You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
You are son of a bitch. You are, look at you. You eat pork and you fucking look like pork. Yeah. You fucking pig. You fucking pussy.
This is racist.
Yeah. How's that
This is
racist?
racist.
I call you a pork bastard. I didn't call you a white bastard.
Based on religion.
Oh,
based,
really,
man.
really, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Call the police on then. I want to see what this motherfucker's gonna do. Yeah. Your mum's a gangster, you son of a bitch. Fuck off. Yeah, fuck you. Fucking stupid bitch. This ain't your country.
You don't even
You
try.
fucking
You don't even try
Yeah,
to do that.
leave your fucking shit and move it then.
You told us to bring her other 14-year-old friends so you could have sex with both of them. Yes, you did. How long have you been contacting children online for?
Not like,
Have you been arrested for grooming a child before? Today you will be arrested. So,
Yes.
yes, you will.
Yes.
Today you're getting arrested. I do not care. You've been grooming a 14-year-old child. You right.
A petrol station worker was caught and sentenced for his online activity. Sunil Sabaras had messaged a girl online he believed to be 14 years old. However, in reality, it was a decoy profile set up by an online team. In his messages to the decoy, he instructed her to bring her friend, who he believed was the same age as her. He also said he would bring them both vodka. When he was confronted by the team, he did not say much as the police arrived very quickly. He was later sentenced to 3 years imprisonment and an indefinite sexual harm prevention order.
Calling the police! Call the police! Stay back.
Shut the door in case he comes in here.
Oh, the Shulas are in there! The Shulas are in there. He's attacking him now with a crowbar. They should be very careful. Oh my God! No, stop it! Sorry, they're running. Sorry, they're running. They've now left. They're left towards the green.
Yeah, no one's got any arms here, that's the trouble.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Yo! What are you doing? Jesus, Jesus. Look at the guys, Jesus. What? No way. No way. That's fucking crazy, fam. That's fucking crazy, fam. That's fucking crazy. Look at the guys, what are you doing? What are you doing?
What's in it?
There's a bomb inside.
There's a bomb inside.
Well, it's not live. It's not live.
It's not what?
It's not
a bomb inside it, but it's not live. What is it? What's it made from?
Pressure cooker.
A pressure cooker. And what's in it?
So it's not live.
Gunpowder.
There's gunpowder in a pressure cooker.
This is the moment a man who took bomb, knives and firearm into hospital and planned to kill as many nurses as possible was caught by British police. Mohammed Farouk wanted to kill as many nurses as possible when he brought a homemade pressure cooker bomb into St James's Hospital in Leeds in January 2023. The court heard he was found in the grounds by inpatient Nathan Newby in possession of the improvised bomb knives and an imitation firearm. Thankfully, Mr. Newby was able to calm and divert Farouk before seeking the help of police. When he arrived at the hospital, he had planned to use a bomb threat to evacuate part of the hospital so he could attack fleeing workers with knives before using an imitation firearm to incite police to shoot him dead. He never fully realized his plans.
No, use your ticket, thank you.
Sorry?
This is my ticket. I'm not paying for you as well.
Don't hit like, yeah?
No, don't walk in after me. Don't try and jump a fucking ride off me. I pay my ticket, you pay yours, thank you.
Yeah,
You're trying to jump through.
hit like
No,
that.
don't push past then.
Don't hit
No,
like that.
don't push past then.
Don't hit like that.
Why? Why should I not? I was simply standing in my space because I've paid for a fucking ticket and you haven't.
Brother,
So fuck
I
off.
have.
Good, then you put your ticket in and you go through properly.
Yeah, but don't hit like
Don't push behind people
Don't
then.
hit
Don't
like
come
that.
so close to me. You don't know who you're fucking messing with. Next time it's going to be somebody that's really nasty. Don't push through the fucking barriers. Fucking thieves.
What you do with that?
Yeah,
What you doing with that, bro?
I got it.
You gonna eat it?
Yeah.
You catch it outside?
Yeah, it's important now. Now it's important.
Let me see. Let me see it. Is it alive or dead?
It's broken down.
You gonna eat it?
Eat here.
Yeah?
Eat here.
You gonna eat it, yeah?
No.
Flipping hell. Why are you gonna eat it for?
Nothing.
Let it go, man.
An undercover reporter goes to meet a senior Muslim cleric in West Yorkshire. Mufti Shamsul Huda Khan Misbahi works with West Yorkshire Police, has spoken out against forced marriages, but agrees to a marriage ceremony, a nikah, involving a 14-year-old girl.
है 14 साल की है, लड़का 20 साल का है और वो रहता है लंदन में। हाँ जी। तो उसमें बेटा ऐसा है कि आप चाहते हो निकाह करना ना? हाँ जी। तो शरई तौर पर जो निकाह का मामला है वो तो हो जाएगा।
The Mufti from the Jamia Masjid Kanzul Iman in Heckmondwike goes on to confirm the 14-year-old, who he's told has only met the man once, can leave home to live with him.
से बाद वो लंदन चलेगा जाएगी तो ये ठीक है ना?
Yes.
सब फिर जायज़ है।
बिल्कुल सब everything सब कुछ जायज़।
Are you okay?
Yeah, man, I'm okay.
Why are you telling me that? Literally, I walked down the street the other day.
Yeah.
You called me beautiful.
Yeah.
You're an old man. I'm young.
Who say I'm an old man?
Do we look the same age?
What age have to do with it? How old are you?
I'm 16.
Okay, sorry about that. I never know.
You shouldn't go up to young women on the streets and kids on the street.
I apologize to you. I never knew you were so young.
How old do I look then?
I thought you was older than that.
How old do I look?
In your 20s. Maybe you have on the hood over your head. Sorry, I apologize to you. Trust me, I wouldn't do that if I know you was that
You
young.
should stop going up to young females on the street.
No, if I say hi to you and say you're beautiful, that don't mean nothing. Beautiful is a compliment. But
You think it's a compliment when I have men coming up to me every minute, every day of my life? You think that's a compliment?
Yeah, it's a compliment. So
Or is it harassment?
No, if I did say you're sexy, that would be harassment. So I would have pointed to sex.
So when you keep saying these things every day, do the women look happy or not?
I don't know. Trust me. I say you're beautiful. If you don't like that, I never knew you were 16-year-old. I apologize to you.
Yeah, I don't think women appreciate it.
I apologize to you.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
You can't talk to me about another woman.
In 2008, an 11-year-old girl came to the attention of the police after she disclosed that she and another child had been sexually abused by a group of adult males. Just a few weeks later, she was found in a derelict house with another child and a number of adult males. Yet she was arrested, 11 years of age, she was arrested for being drunk and disorderly, and none of the males were arrested. Has your force identified the police officers involved in that and found out what went on?
I don't know.
Okay.
Don't know.
Police officer dismissed the case of a 12-year-old girl who'd been having sex with up to 5 Asian males because he said she had been, quote, 100% consensual in every incident. 12 years of age? I think that's unbelievable, to be honest. Have you identified who that officer was and found out what happened there?
Can I just make one thing clear? That I've said today that we must have an independent investigation team to come back at this. I have also personally spoken to the Director of Investigations at the IPCC.
Sorry, Mr. Austin, could the Chief Constable just finish? Please finish.
I've also personally spoken to the Director of Investigations at the IPCC and in order to involve them in this as well.
Fathers had tracked down their daughters and tried to remove them from houses where they were being abused, only to find themselves arrested when police were called to the scene. Do you know what happened in that case?
Chair, I don't seek to defend any of this, and that I've asked for I'm in the process of setting up an independent investigation because the number of staff at Rotherham over such a period of time means that it can't have credibility unless we have some independence to the investigative process.
One of your officers decided that a 12-year-old girl was having sex with up to 5 adults and was 100% consenting in every incident. Should somebody like that be working for the police? So, I mean,
No.
someone is capable
No.
of making a decision like that?
No, it's a dreadful decision. And I've set my position out to find out about it.
Why do you think the police weren't willing to tackle the men?
The police didn't tackle the men because of racial tensions. That is truly what I believe.
So let's extrapolate out what that actually means. What that means is that the police were quite happy. Well, happy is probably the wrong word, but were happy to turn a blind eye to the rape and torture of children for the sake of racial harmony.
That is the only thing that I can come up with as to why they would allow this to happen.
How does that make you feel as a sister of a victim? Survivor?
Absolutely disgusted. Absolutely shocking. Unbelievable. I haven't even got a word for it. They knew what was happening. They helped the perpetrators.
Helped? How did they help?
They let them drive away.
Speak up. How old? Speak up, I can't hear you. You do know how old's the child? You do know. You got angry with her because she wouldn't send you any pictures, didn't you? What? Fucking speak up! Don't mumble! Why'd you get angry with her for not sending you naked pictures? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You want to have sex with her, don't you? Want her to sit on your shoulders, don't you? Yes, you fucking do, you lying bastard.
How did you get back from your workplace so fast?
I think this is crack addict.
What?
This is crack addict. I think this is crack addict.
Fake?
Yeah.
What's fake?
Why did you want £50? Why did you want £50 off her?
For rent.
For rent? She's a fucking child, you dickhead. You was even going to teach her how to bank transfer it to you, wasn't you?
No, I'm not.
You snidey fucker. You lied to the child as well.
It's come to our attention now that another team like us have you as well. That's another child. So that's 2 what we know of. So that's going to double to 4. How many children are you talking to? So not only that, you asked one child to lend over £50, didn't you? 2 child. 2 now.
You mess about a lot, alright? You can call your dad whatever. It's near, look at him. Don't ever mess about with him again, do you understand? Do you understand? Everybody complains about you. What the Malaysia, but nobody complains. See you again. Call your dad whatever.
Stay back.
Huh?
Stay back.
What?
Hey!
What?
Stay back, you kid.
Amına koduğunun çocuğu seni. Lan! Korkuyor. O gitsinler. O gitsinler. Hangi mağaraya koşun ya?
Yeah, I've got an emergency here.
No.
Hello? Wait. Please. Please.
Give me that. Give me that.
Gel.
Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Come on now.
I'm on the phone. पुलिस इन्हों ने किथे बुलाने लड़न वाले है पुलिस किथों जानी है पुलिस
No, I'm peaceful, me. I'm peaceful. It's not me. It's not me.
वो कार तक कोई जिम्मेवार कौन है नहीं चला के
Hey, them two need to be stopped. Hey, security. You need to stop them two. Hey, you my witness, yeah? You need to detain them two. You need to detain them two guys.